like Michael Black's in the forehead.
Get your tickets!
Black paint, gold wheels, sitting pretty, yo.
Get your tickets! Get your tickets, man!
Paint so wet, see yourself in it.
Get your tickets! Big cap, Roots. Big cap, big cap, big cap. Get your tickets!
We're gonna have a conversation about diversity in motorsports. I also like to thank Sema for this opportunity. This is a historic panel, historic event, and we actually have the opportunity to talk about diversity and have legends like we have on the stage here today give their story, their testimony about their experience in this industry. So I'd like to introduce our panelists. First, Donkmaster. As a youth, Donkmaster was introduced to cars and racing by his Uncle Buggy. As the years passed, he studied cars and the sport of drag racing, and at the age of 16, he built his first Donk. Then, he was introduced to the Donk racing culture in Florida through DVDs, watching racers like Murph Dog making pretty donks fast ignited respect and the challenge. So he decided to give his hometown of South Carolina the fastest donk in the world. Since that moment, Sage has been traveling to city, state to state, serving gap sauce to all of his competition. He has his self-titled TV show on Vice and Motortrend networks. In addition, in 2020, Sage created the National Donk Racing Association, which is the world's first sanctioning body for the sport of big wheel racing. Ladies and gentlemen, Donkmaster. Donkmaster?
Yeah, so I got into racing because of my Uncle Buggy. So my Uncle Buggy's having us in the yard trying to fix go-karts and four-wheelers. And it was that we didn't have no money, but we would go to like yard sales or to the junkyard. So he would be like, if you want a car to drive or if you want something to drive, you gotta build one, you gotta fix it. So he would just give me the parts and the tools, and then we had to put it together. And then once you put it together, we got to run it, we want to go a little faster. And we want to go a little faster, and we want to go a little faster. And then he would go to the dog tracks and the horse tracks, and then the gambling part. So you know what I'm saying, as far as racing the cars, spending the money to get them fast, but winning is what I want to do most. You know what I'm saying? It was, if I could race my cousin for who would eat first in line or to whatever, that just motivated me more. But my Uncle Buddy, he showed me how to get it from the mud and put it together.
It's interesting you talk about the gambling part, because a lot of the times for African Americans, our entryway into motorsports is drag racing, just because we can't afford the entry level of other sports. And even before that, not going to drag strips, but a lot of our experience starts in the streets, and the big part of that culture is the gambling and the money, and that's how you make your money to get your bills going. But then eventually, as you all have transcended the sport and grown through it, there's that transition to, you start to go to the drag strip, you start to get some notoriety, people start to recognize what you're doing. But when you're trying to go to the drag strip, there are some hardships that come along with that. And talk about some of the things you experienced as far as growing through this sport and how you were able to overcome them.
So as far as like going to the track and racing, or as far as holding an event?
Let's start with going to the track and racing.
Okay.
The event.
Sometimes they'll look at your car and think something gonna fall off, they'll push you to the back to the end of the night. So as my popularity grew and as I got better and understood, I would just go around and ask questions. I always look for somebody like Tombo or Rod Reed, somebody like that at the racetrack, and I'm gonna go see what they got on their car. And then I'm gonna go look at it, okay, how many passes he made today? I start doing my own analytics on how many passes he made, how many times he opened the hood. Okay, you don't open the hood that much. I'm gonna talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes to the track, he clean, people wanna take pictures of him, I'm gonna talk to him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I started doing over and over. So as at my home track in Orangeburg, I would see they would have this fella called Black Willow. He would come out of Lake City with his car, the crowd would go crazy every time he comes. So
he was like, I want that.
Yeah, I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? And he would win. And you know what I'm saying? He would win every weekend. He would just keep winning. So I would just go and just do my research and just see who's winning and what they have, and I try to go get that. That's what I would do.
He created the first sanctioning body for the sport of big wheel racing. So you talk about NHRA, IHRA, NASCAR, all these national brands of racing, and you decided, why not us? Talk about that.
Yeah, so I wanted to create the National Donk Racing Association for safety. So a lot of times people are calling me like, man, how do you put them big wheels in your car and go that fast? You know what I mean? Mine, we go 9 seconds, 150 miles per hour. speakers in the trunk, car weighed 5,500 pounds, each wheel 125 pounds. They didn't make no studs or nothing just to hold that. So we contacted Moser and they made us a hardened tinsel for 5-inch studs. So I had the first ones on that vehicle and to keep the wheels on the car. And as we kept the wheels on the car, we want to go faster and faster and faster. So really, we did the organization to have bring the shine a light on it that we actually can do something that never done before, and to make it safe. And the people always loved it when I came through the track and did a burnout. I did anything at a club or any of that kind of stuff. So it really started from just doing car shows, playing in the street a lot, and then it got on the main street where all the hip hop artists wanted all my cars in the videos. And then everybody started to build them. Like every time it started where we would take 4 cars and it was like a filler. And then everybody asked me, how do you build that car? Where you get the parts from? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it just started to go from, and I just wanted to make it safe, you know? It started from there.
What have been some of the hardships, the successes of having your own sanctioning body?
Being hated by everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're a pioneer, the trendsetter, a motivator. You know what I'm saying? Like in our group and our culture, they're very small-minded. So if they see somebody doing something, they don't think they can do it, or they're thinking otherwise. They're thinking it's all for you. You know what I'm saying? So when you do stuff like Sema, PRI, we're trying to educate the people. So I'm educating them, but I have to show them how it's done. So you know what I mean? So I'm trying to do it, but you know, the hardship is that, getting sponsorship for it, getting partnership, but we've been successful at doing leveling up every year. So now we have a lot of big sponsors like Holly and FTI Transmission, VP Racing Fuels. You know what I mean? Some of the bigger ones, TVM Brakes, Motion Raceworks. You know, so it's coming along, but it's still hard to that standard, yeah.
You know, a big part of that is you and who you bring to the table. I know in business, somebody told me they invest in the person way before you invest whatever they're trying to present. Each one of you are your own a national TV show. Like, how is that? Tell the people kind of some of the steps in your mind as far as on the big stage. Like, there's a lot of responsibility, especially when you're pulling a whole culture behind you. Talk about that.
So as far as the TV show, we started filming the show in 2015. So we actually filmed some of it in 15, then we filmed some of it in 16, and then we filmed all of it in 18. So we was working with one production company the entire time. So after it got filmed, then we had to sell it to a distributor. So we sent it to Discovery, sent it to History Channel, A&E, and then Vice picked it up. So Vice did it, and then once it hit in 2020. So the TV show was filmed in 18, and then it got on the air in 2020. And then after that, it started going crazy. So after it went on Vice, they played it every day, 3-4 times a day. And then Motortrend released it from Vice, and then they put it to the masses. And that's when it really took off. And we can see it with our social media, the crowds. So like we would have 3,000-4,000 people, but it turned to 10,000 people. So it just depends on where it was at. And it just, you know, the TV, I just use it as promotion. So I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos on how to market and brand yourself, product placement, and analytics and influence. So I would just wear certain things, and then I would just call the companies that I was already using. And be like, look, you on TV, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? That's just basically what I did. Yeah, so I'd be like, and they'd be like, dang, he really is. And then I'd shoot him, you know what I'm saying? I had my manager, Steve Moe, he would shoot the deck, we put all the numbers together, and we just sent it to him. And he'd be like, oh man, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then it just started going from there. But yeah, the TV is really just a marketing tool for me.
That's awesome.
God, my backing, my family, you know what I mean? We pray every day, and a good solid team. You gotta have a solid team, like it's my team here right now, you know what I'm saying? So there's a solid team behind you, and just keep pushing forward. If something happened, it happened for a reason. That's how I look at it. I don't ever too much try to crowd will spill milk or something like that. If a tire pop off a trailer or something was driving, then that means we wasn't supposed to be there at that time. So the time is right, and it's, you know what I mean, really is my faith. That's all I can really say.
So, you know, our time is starting to come to a close here, and you know, one big thing you just spoke about is networking, right? Getting together, finding the right people, because in any industry, any color, any strength is in numbers, right? Having the team is like a bike chain, right? Everybody has their part to play, and the bigger picture is real success. But if there's one thing that you can tell, and I'll start with Sage and we'll go down the line, if there's one thing that you can tell somebody, one word of advice to help you grow in this industry, what would you tell them?
Be consistent. You have to be consistent and be true to yourself. Always be a straight shooter and don't take no lip. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't know, find somebody who do know. And that's what I did with my team. Like everybody on my side, they got degrees and they understand. They've been in the streets. They understand. They've been out here a long time. You know what I mean? So just really just be consistent and just keep pounding the concrete. Really, that's all you really can do.
In addition, we're helping with the Still I Race exhibit that we have in Central Hall, and every single individual here is represented in that hall with their vehicles. And this is history, the first time in Sema's 55 or 67-year history that we're able to have serious, we were able to have real conversations about diversity. And thank you guys.
Thank you. Hey, this is A to B, Antron Brown. I'm here with your main man, Sage, the Donk Master himself. And I want to let you know what? If you want to do something big, like big wheel racing, make sure you sign up right here, the NDRA, and get out and get it done. If you want to be real, I know big wheels are made for looks, but can they go? If they can go, try it out. I want to see you there.
At the NDRA, if you want to be a professional big wheel racer, man, join the NDRA. You heard the 3-time national champ, Antron Brown, right here. He right here telling you what to do, man. If you want to be safe, have fun, race on big wheels, join the NDRA, man. That's what it is, man.
What? Don't just go for show. I want to see you go, baby. NDRA right here. Real deal, Holyfield.